Okay, so 14, a supply and demand puzzle. How fun. So the graph shows the market of pianos in 2009. Between 2009 and 10, the equilibrium quantity of pianos remains constant, but the equilibrium price of pianos decreased. From this you can conclude what and what. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to want to play with is my graph, because I think looking at the graph and figuring it out on the graph and then filling in answers is a little bit easier. So we're going to go down to our graph. And we're going to remember that we want the equilibrium quantity to remain constant. If it remains constant, then I really don't care too much about it. What that actually tells me is that the magnitude of my shift in supply should be equal to my magnitude of my shift in demand. It's about all that it wants to know. And that they are probably going opposite directions, but we'll figure that out along the way. So the equilibrium price decreased. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift each of these curves in the way that actually makes the equilibrium price decrease. So we'll start with supply. If I shift my supply to my left, I can see that my price increased, so I don't want to shift it to the left. So let's shift it back. And then if I shift it to the right or down, I can see that my price decreased. So that means I want my supply to go down. Then I can do the same thing with demand. I want to shift demand so that my price continues to go down. So I could shift it right or up. Well, then my price went back up, so that wasn't very helpful. But if I want my price to go down and I shift it to the left or down, then my price goes down. So once I look here, I can double check that this is what it's telling me it wants. My price has gone from all the way up here down to here, so my price decreased, but my my quantity has actually stayed exactly the same. So that's what our graph should look like. So we go up here and we can just pull this information from the graph. The supply of pianos technically shifted to the right, so it technically increased. And the demand for the pianos shifted to the left, so it technically decreased. And that's how we would do something like that. So the important parts is the one that's actually changing. So here it was our price decreasing is the way that we want to shift our curves. So I want to shift my curves both so that the price would decrease. For supply, that means shift it to the right. For demand, that means shift it to the left. Means supply was increasing, demand was decreasing. Voila, that one is done.